What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, so, man, day one of Diddy trial. The bombshell, bro. They Diddy did not take the plea, bro. He did not take the plea. Do I blame him? Nah. Do it matter? Nah. Do he think he gonna walk out of there scot-free? I hope not. I hope he's not thinking that, bro. The thing about it is, Diddy, you know you're going to get something. If they give you the bare minimum, bro, you still going to be in there until you at least 70, 80, if they give you the bare minimum. You're spending money on these lawyers. I understand you're probably scared out your mind right now. I would be if I was you. Regardless if I did anything to be in that situation or not. I'm a firm believer, if you make your bed hard, you lay in it. But at the same token, when you facing life behind the walls, I could only imagine. But we're going to cover the story. Shout out to Melanie King for the trial story, for the update with the Diddy trial.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges, including sex trafficking, and has denied all civil allegations against him.
Most people don't realize that the people who scream, "I'm innocent," the loudest are the ones who start sweating the moment they hit the courtroom. Well, welcome to Diddy's day one. And folks, it's already a circus.
Now, sources say Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, will be a central witness
during
the trial.
Dang.
Now, sources also tell CNN other witnesses expected to testify include his former sexual partners, a business associate, and a male sex worker.
So today marks the explosive beginning of the federal trial of Sean P. Diddy Combs. And what went down inside the Manhattan courtroom is something you need to hear to believe. From the jury chaos to celebrity name drops and a nervous Diddy trying to hold it together, we've got every wild, dramatic, and downright disturbing detail from inside the courtroom. Now, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And now let's unpack the madness.
Can you just put into perspective how significant this case is?
This is a very, very significant case. I like to akin this to, this is the Gen Z's, I guess, version of the O.J. Simpson trial.
Wow.
I was in 5th grade whenever the O.J. verdict came out, and I remember my teacher stopping trial, or stopping the court, like stopping.
Yeah, I remember that too. I think I was in 10th grade when the OJ verdict came out. I was in 10th grade. Don't y'all try to add my age up.
Our courtroom just for us to figure out like what's going on. We got to figure out what's happening with this verdict. What's different in this particular case than the O.J. Simpson trials, that this is not going to be live streamed.
Yeah.
You know, in federal court, you can't live stream any type of court at all. You can't live stream any trials. And so your audience is really going to have to focus on how CNN is kind of letting them know how the trial is progressing. But it's extremely significant. Yeah.
Let's start with what's on the table. Sean Diddy Combs is facing heavy-duty federal charges. We're talking sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation for the purpose of prostitution. Yeah, like this isn't some light stuff. These are charges straight out of the RICO playbook. Now, this isn't just some scandal. This is federal court with real prison time on the line. We're talking decades, possibly his entire life. Well, the courtroom, it was packed and the energy was tense. The stakes are absolutely high. And Diddy strutted in wearing a navy blue pullover and a white collared shirt, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. At one point, he even requested a bathroom break, and it got denied. You know, it's real when even your bladder doesn't get mercy.
Come down to the courtroom.
Dang. They said you gonna pee on yourself before we let you go to the restroom, bro. Can y'all imagine that, man? You facing life, your nervous system is all shot to pieces, and you can't even go to the bathroom.
Room sketches to
Absolutely.
what you hear from maybe witnesses choose to speak afterwards. We'll see. Look, as a prosecutor, when you approach a high-profile case like this, how is preparation different from one that might be a little bit more out of the spotlight?
They have to prepare because they cannot make any mistakes.
Yeah.
This elite all-women prosecution team, they've got to make sure that all their ducks in a row. This is either a make your career type of case or this is a break your career type of case. So they're going to be prepared. I think they've been working on this case for at least a year now. They are prepared with their evidence. They're prepared with their witnesses. They've probably spoken to their witnesses at least 2 to 3 times to make sure that every I is dotted and every T has been crossed.
So here is where things got wild. Nearly 600 potential jurors had to fill out questionnaires. 600. This
That's a
isn't
lot
a
of people.
jury, it's a small army. And what were they being asked? Oh, just if they knew people like Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kid Cudi, Kanye West. Excuse me? Are we selecting
yeah.
a jury or booking the next Grammy Awards or something? Why all the celebrity roll calls? Because prosecutors believe these names and many more will come up during trial.
It is.
That alone tells you how deep this rabbit trail goes.
This about to get crazy.
Some jurors were immediately dismissed. Why? Because they'd already seen the video that allegedly shows Diddy assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway. Yeah,
But I think everybody probably saw that video. So how would you know if the people didn't see the video or they did? Because they could be lying because they don't want to get picked on the jury. How would you can't prove it?
Video, the one that mysteriously leaked right before the feds raided his home.
And you talked about the prosecution team, high-profile case, high-profile defendant, high-profile defense attorneys too, with resumes that include defending Martin Shkreli, the Pharma Bro, Young Thug, and more. On the defense side of things, does that experience actually make a difference in a case like this? And if so, how?
I think it does.
Yeah.
What the defense has done recently is bringing in a pinch hitter by the name of Brian Steele. You just mentioned the Young Thug trial. He was the lead defense attorney there. What the defense is trying to do is throw wrenches in anything that the prosecution's going to lay out. Any evidence they have, they want to try and misconstrue, throw out red herrings, throw out red flags, so the jurors aren't actually focused on the real evidence. And so their experience is actually very, very important. And so if they can get one juror to kind of look the other way and not look at this case the way the prosecution wants it to be, that's very beneficial for the defense's side.
Now let's talk about witnesses. And by that, I mean Cassie Ventura, the ex-girlfriend and the central figure in many of these allegations. She's expected to testify, and not anonymously, under her full name. That's honestly courage right there, because she's going to face an army of lawyers and Diddy's high-powered legal team. Remember, Cassie already filed a 2023 lawsuit accusing Diddy of sexual abuse, control.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. When Cassie get up there in front of all them lawyers, bro, and his defense team, and she got to tell everything she know, she's probably going over her lines right now. Not her lies, but her lines, trying to make sure she got all her stuff in a row for when she get called up there. Cause they're gonna be nailing her to the cross, bro. I promise you. And she ain't gonna have no choice but to tell the truth on everything that she saw. Cause if she try to lie about anything, she's gonna get jammed up, bro. They're gonna jam her up.
And an incident involving a car explosion after Kid Cudi allegedly refused to work with her or help her. Actually, she went to him in hiding after he beat her up. I'm like a car explosion, guys. Like I'm not making this up. This isn't just some TV drama. It's not just a Netflix thing, but literally a car blew up after she went to him for safety. And it's all because, as she claims, that Diddy is the one that did it, and Kid Cudi backs her up with it.
And obviously the nature of this case is a very sensitive one, especially for the alleged victims here as well. And not all of the witnesses coming forward have chosen to use their names as part of their testimony. But Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, is choosing to testify under her own name. What is the significance of that, I guess, from a prosecutorial standpoint, but also just in general? What is the significance of that?
She's ready to have her day in court.
Yeah.
She's ready to let everybody know, not just Diddy, but to let the world know what happened to her. When you are uncloaking that veil and when you are actually presenting your true self in front of jurors, in front of the world, it means that you mean business. And that's great for the prosecution. When you have a victim, when you have a survivor that's decided, I'm actually going to come out here and I'm going to tell you my name, it's because I'm ready for whatever the defense is going to show.
And now prosecutors are
Wow.
bringing in
Boy, boy,
surveillance
boy.
footage from 2016, showing what they claim is Combs physically assaulting Cassie at a Los Angeles hotel. I mean, we all saw it. It's
Yeah,
not just a
come on.
claim.
Everybody
The
saw that.
receipts are there. They're good as far as we're concerned, as far as the evidence for the prosecutors, but it's not looking good for Diddy. Now, his team tried to get this thrown out because it originally went to CNN, and they claimed that it was edited in order to make it look worse than what it was, and that the original was destroyed. Well, CNN clapped back and say, no, the original wasn't destroyed. We have it unedited. We just put out, edited version because of the length of it and blah, blah, blah. But that's something that they have been trying to fight to not include. Like literally trying to act as though he did not do it after he actually apologized and made a whole apology video about the incident.
On Instagram, bro. He went live on Instagram and made a whole, was it live or pre-recorded? Either way, he made a whole video on Instagram saying he was a monster. Before he made that video, he said, nah, I would never do nothing like that. Not me. Then the damn video come out. Then he come back and renege. Boy, you going straight to them cells for the rest of your life.
I mean, we all saw
Dang.
how grotesque it is. But again, these are the tactics that lawyers are going to use in order to save their client, no matter how disgusting and abhorrent they actually are.
It's so
Here we go, right
difficult
here.
to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, okay, you sorry.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
Dang, bro.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Now, this trial is
Well, I don't know if you're asking for forgiveness or not, but you can be asking for it, but they're not going to give you no forgiveness, Diddy. They're not going to forgive you for nothing, bro. You're spending your money on these lawyers, bro, and the decision already made up in the judge's head, bro. I promise you, that judge already got the decision made up in his head.
bigger than Diddy. It's about power, money, and what happens when someone who's been untouchable for years finally gets touched by the law. It's a wake-up call to celebrity culture. No amount of fame, money, or PR teams can
Facts.
stop the truth from dragging you into the light. If found guilty, Diddy is looking at life, not a slap on the wrist, not probation, life. The prosecution is going all in. And the fact that he turned down a final plea deal on May 1st, I mean, it's bold or a desperate gamble. I don't know. We have to see.
Now, while the witness list has not been made public by the court, sources have given me an indication of some of the individuals that we may see take the stand during this trial. Cassie Ventura, who is the ex-girlfriend of Sean Combs and the musician, she is going to be the star witness in this case. Now, Cassie Ventura is the only alleged victim who has decided to testify under her real name, but the judge has allowed other alleged victims to testify under pseudonym so that their identity will be protected. I hear that in addition to Cassie Ventura, the government has 3 other key witnesses. So a total of 4 key witnesses who will take the stand to discuss their allegations against Sean Combs.
Now, a key takeaway from day one is that this is not going to be some open and shut trial. This is a deep dive into the dark side of celebrity and a brutal peeling back of the image to expose what's underneath. And even if half of what's alleged turns out to be true, Diddy
Dang.
won't just be canceled, he'll be convicted.
Now, of course, there will also be corroborating witnesses who take the stand either to corroborate some of those other key witnesses or to add some relevant information. I'm hearing that one of those supporting witnesses will be a friend of Cassie Ventura's. I am hearing that another one of those witnesses will be a male sex worker, and I hear from a source that it's possible that additional male sex workers may also take the stand. Now, at the center of the government's case in the indictment, they said are these so-called freak-offs, which the government has described essentially as drug-fueled sex parties where Combs and others allegedly forced women into sex acts, oftentimes with male sex workers. So that could possibly give some indication of the testimony that we may hear from that sex worker. Now, this trial is anticipated to run up to 2 months. Sean Combs faces 5 different charges, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. And remember, Combs is also facing more than 60 civil suits. Those civil suits are completely separate from this criminal case, but I do hear that many of the civil accusers who have already come forward with civil claims against Combs will be testifying in this trial.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Bro, he got 60 civil suits to deal with as well? Man.
Okay, so to recap, day one was everything we expected and more. Jury selection chaos,
That is
a laundry
crazy.
list of celebrity connections that we did not expect, and bombshell evidence waiting to be unsealed, and a visibly unraveling Diddy trying to act calm while the walls are closing in. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Opening statements are expected May 12th, and from there, it's going to be full throttle. We'll be here for every explosive detail, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit
Man, dang, bro. Shout out to Melanie King for that information, bro. It was things I already had known, but at the same token, I thought she had some more spicy. Thought she found out some spicy more than I got spicy. Oh, well, I would say, Diddy, it's been nice knowing you, my boy.